What's up, you guys? Usually I do breakup and kind of gym videos on here, but I thought there'd be some value in telling you how I passed the Cloud Practitioner and the Solution Architect Associate exam in less than 2 months with no prior IT experience and essentially no experience at all with AWS as a whole. So I was able to achieve both of them. And I just passed the SAA today. So without wasting too much time, and I want to do this unedited, not BS you guys with unnecessary information, I passed the Cloud Practitioner exam within 9 days of first hearing about it. I did so by running through the AWS offered Cloud Practitioner kind of modules and stuff like that, which it was beneficial, a good introduction to AWS. and then I went on to go on YouTube, and I watched a lot of videos from a YouTuber called a Cloud Guru, which helped a lot as far as understanding a lot of the concepts and what different instances do, and a lot of the terms associated with cloud infrastructure. I went through those thoroughly, and I wrote a lot of flashcards, and I basically studied nonstop for 9 days. I took the test for a Cloud Practitioner, and I passed in the low 800s. After I got that, I instantly got started on the SAA, which was a lot more challenging. Of course it was. This one took a lot more work and discipline to get through. So for the SAA, I actually didn't use the AWS modules for that exam. I just felt like it was just going to take too much time, and I learned better through a kind of an unorthodox method, something that's kind of probably different than what most YouTubers do on YouTube that you'll see, as far as what they suggest you do. For me, I learned through taking plenty of practice exam questions and quizzes over and over again, and learning the concepts and why what I chose was the incorrect answer. I also invested a lot into making flashcards of exam questions in different terms. So by the time SAA was all done and I got my certification, this was the stack of flashcards that I ended up using for the entire certification. And I basically used those. I went everywhere. I studied minimum about 5 hours a day, and I brought those everywhere. It didn't matter if I was at the gym, at school, at the grocery store, even driving. I was like reading these. This basically took up my entire life. It was my life for the past month and a half. And I would basically just study, and whenever I was walking outside or if I was on the treadmill at the gym, I was watching a Cloud Guru YouTube videos. I want to put an emphasis on that. The guy comes out with very thorough videos that are going to teach you concepts and how to negate some of the possible answers out of the pool, which I actually think contribute a lot of my success with this exam to him. So that being said, I also used a couple other sources for information, such as the John Bonzo Solution Architect practice exams, which come with 6. I think it only costed me, I got it on like a sale. They always have sales. I think it was only like $8 or $10. It was well worth it. I went through them probably anywhere between 7 to 10 times, and the first time I took them, I was scoring in like the 25%, and I would just basically they give a thorough description of the answer, of why it's the correct answer, and that's where I would really learn the concepts. And I would write a lot of these exam questions on flashcards, and I would just go run through it over and over again. I also got a another practice test, kind of like a module, like with videos and stuff like that, from Chandra Lingam, which I only got through about 29% of it. It was really, really dry, to be honest. And I basically just used that for the practice quizzes and practice exam questions. Along with that, I also got a free 3 months for Tutorial Dojo from John Bonzo, and I utilized that as well. And I went through their quizzes and practice exam questions as well, which thoroughly go over why, you know, so-and-so is the correct answer over others. And those overall helped a lot, along with the YouTube videos. And so when I took the exam, of course, I was super stressed out, as we all are. You know, you have to pay for it. We want to pass on the first time. So I took it. I scheduled the exam about a week out. I did have a date that I wanted to finish the exam by, which was Halloween of 2022, and I wanted to make sure I passed it, so I can go out and, you know, have fun for a night, because I've been just dedicating everything towards this. So during the test, just to go through what concepts I found on the test, because John Bonzo's exams, you'll see online, like some people might say that it's harder than the exam itself, and I do agree with that, to be honest. There's a lot of questions and concepts on John Bonzo's exam that you aren't going to see. At least I didn't, because I know there's a question pool, but I'm confident that you're not going to see a fair amount of them on the actual exam, although it's still valuable to know this kind of information. Just to run through what I found on the exam, make sure you know a lot about API gateway, both application and network load balancers. You got to know a good amount about cloud formation, CloudWatch, auto scaling. I didn't get anything with target tracking, step scaling, simple scaling, predictive scaling, nothing. Know a really good amount about Aurora, as well as DynamoDB for sure. Those two you really have to know the ins and outs of. I didn't get anything on Athena. Let's see. Sorry guys. CloudFront, you got to know a lot about CloudFront. That paired with S3 makes you guys really know both of those on a very, very deep level. CloudTrail, got some of that. CloudWatch, DataSync, DMS, Database Migration Service, Direct Connect, EFS and ECS and EBS, all those, make sure you know. I got like one Beanstalk question, a couple Elasticache, Elastic MapReduce, maybe like one. I got like one Event Bridge. Everything that has to do with guard duty, WAF, shield, network firewalls, all the security measures, make sure you know that stuff in and out. Got nothing with glue. Maybe like 2 with Fargate. Maybe 1 with Instant Store. Nothing with Kendra. A good amount of Kinesis, so make sure you know Kinesis data streams and Kinesis Firehose. Make sure you really know all that stuff. Make sure you know a good amount about Lambda. Make sure you know a good amount about NAT gateways. I got one pinpoint question. and everything that has to do with SNS, SQS, just the simple messaging services kind of stuff. Public subnets, private subnets. I got nothing with ports, which John Bonzo put some like port questions on his exams, and as well as IPv4 and IPv6 stuff, and I didn't get anything that has to do with that. Nothing with RAID 0. You got like one or two with Redshift. I got, believe it or not, nothing with Route 53, but I'm sure there are questions that you might have to be prepared for. I just didn't get them. And RDS, make sure you know RDS. Redshift for sure, and Redshift Spectrum, you got to know that stuff. S3, already said that. And my bad, you guys. SNS, SQS, like I said. And didn't have much with Snowball or Glacier, maybe like one or two, but make sure you know them, even though those are pretty easy. And Transit Gateway for sure. Yeah, VPC peering connections, endpoints, VPNs, really know that stuff, the ins and outs. There was a fair amount. And there were also a good amount with Windows, HPC, like FSX for Windows File Server, and Luster, yeah, however we say it. And that's pretty much it. MFA, KMS, all the secure architecture stuff, access keys, identity broker. Make sure you guys really know this kind of stuff, as well as encryption, like bucket policies and customer provided encryption keys, and KMS, everything that has to do with that, bucket logs, and then just like disaster recovery kind of stuff. And that was pretty much it, honestly. I went over a lot of material with John Bonzo and other sources that honestly didn't even get brought up. It doesn't mean that it won't for you. It's still valuable to know this kind of stuff. All I can say as far as passing this exam, though, is you just got to just thoroughly just stay at it every single day and be disciplined with it and respect the process. I mean, this stuff it can be dry, but you can get through it. If I can get through it, you guys can get through it. I do suggest, and I have to put it out there that no one likes to talk about, but make sure your diet is on point and you're getting exercise, and try to hit the sauna. All this stuff is going to help you guys memorize all these concepts much more efficiently than if you don't. I got so serious about it. I was even going low carb just to keep my blood sugar stable and, just keep my mind from getting brain fog. And all that stuff really helps a lot. It's a superpower that not a lot of people realize how important it is as far as absorbing and retaining information. Exercise, diet, and doing stuff like saunas and blasting yourself with cold water. I mean, it helps a lot. So that was pretty much it. I don't know what else to really go over. Kind of give you guys it's 14 minutes now. Just make sure you stay at it. And, some methods work better than others. This is just what I found to be the most efficient for me, as far as me being, I guess, the most entertained without getting burnt out on it, because it is tiring going through these concepts over and over again, and it makes it a little bit more interesting by just taking the tests, even if it's just going them over and over again. And you'll notice if you take them enough, they only have so many questions in their pool, both of these sources that I used, all three of them. So you are going to start to memorize the answers, but just make sure you just know the concepts. And I highly suggest making flashcards of this stuff so you can just always study this stuff on the go. And a cloud guru, okay? Not cloud guru, a cloud guru YouTube videos. Those are going to help you guys tremendously, okay? They helped me so much. And this is coming from someone who knew nothing about cloud infrastructure, not even 2 months ago, okay? So just stay at it, you guys, and just be dedicated and believe in yourself. Even if you fail one time, just make sure you study a little bit harder, and you'll have an advantage of knowing what to exactly prepare for on the next time you take the exam, and you should be just fine. This exam is definitely challenging, and you do need to respect it, and you need to go in it knowing the concepts fairly well. I forgot to add this. By the time I took the exam and booked it, I was only getting no higher than the high 60% on John Bonzo's exams. The reason why I booked the test, for one, is because I'm a risk taker. And two, I saw online that a lot of people said that his exam questions are a lot harder than the exam itself. While I do agree with that, and there are a lot of concepts on his practice exams that I don't believe are going to come up for you, the actual exam is not that much easier. I could have even gotten lucky with the pool that I was given for the exam questions. But I did end up getting, not gonna lie, I got high 700s for my final grade on the exam. So, I could have known concepts a bit more, and, I definitely did rush this, and I really crammed a lot, but what matters is I did get it, and I'm going to continue to learn this stuff, and I'm going to go for the pro next. But you guys just like I said, just stay at it, and if I can do this, you guys got this. And if you're finding that the tutorial videos, I've even seen on YouTube, there's like 12-hour videos of a breakdown of the solution architect and what you need to know. Honestly, that is it gets monotonous after a while. And if you want to try this method, it worked for me. It always has, even through college. So go ahead, just keep on running the exam questions. But you have to purchase both the John Bonzo for sure, and then he's going to give you a 3-month free tutorial dojo practice exam quizzes, question dump. So those were huge. And then the Chandra Lingam, that's optional. Honestly, I didn't get much out of that, to be honest with you. Let's be real. Overall, I only spent I think I bought the John Bonzo collection of questions for $10 on sale, and that's basically all I did. That, and then YouTube videos from a cloud guru, and then some random YouTubers here and there that would dump questions, and I just went over them and over them again and again, and just wrote out, like I said, all the concepts and everything related to it, and different terms, and just a lot of just random questions and descriptions on the back with the answer. So do whatever works for you guys, but you will get it. Just stay at it, and do not be discouraged, okay? I know this stuff can be dry, and if you do not pass the first time, it can be very disheartening, but you got this, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.